This is Into the Fire.
I'd like to welcome to Into the Fire, Tasmania's leading draft prospect, the classy halfback, come midfielder, a huge talent and great guy, Sam Banks. Nice to meet you, Sam.
You too, mate. Thanks for having me.
It's my absolute pleasure. Now, Sam, you're a Tassie boy. Did you grow up playing footy? What got you into it? And did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, no, I grew up in Tassie. Dad's a mad footy man as well, so that's probably my first connection to footy. I've played since I was about 5, so yeah, I've loved every minute of it. And I did play cricket as well. I played with Tassie until about under 15s, and then decided to concentrate on footy. So yeah, that's my little bit of the journey.
Yeah. Now, last year was terrible for the NAB League, but you still got to play footy. Where did you play it? And you must have been thankful still running around.
Yeah, it was disappointing not to be able to play the NAB League. Did all the pre-season with the Devils, but yeah, the COVID obviously come in and ruined that. So I ended up playing with Clarence back in the Tasmanian State League. So played seniors there all year, and yeah, it was good to. I was lucky enough to be able to play footy all year, unlike some of the other boys. So yeah, very grateful that I could do that.
Yeah, good to hear. Mate, I'm really sorry to bring this up, but you broke your wrist and weren't able to play the exhibition match at GMHBA Stadium. That must have been disappointing. How did you do the injury and how's it progressing?
Yeah, no, it was very disappointing to miss out on that game. But so I was playing against the Eastern Rangers the week before the game. And yeah, I just took a mark and while I was in the air, I got pushed a bit and I just had to put my arm down to brace myself, and yeah, it landed pretty awkwardly and yeah, broke my wrist. So I'm still in the cast, but I'll get out of that in 2 days' time. So can't wait to get that off, and hopefully back in about 3 weeks after I get it off. So yeah, that's how that's going.
Well, that's good. The academy game, even though you couldn't play, you flew to Melbourne to be part of it. What was that experience like? And are there any of the boys you have a great bond with?
Yeah, no, it was still great to be a part of it. Like I was pretty fresh off the injury, so sort of took a little while to get my head around. But there's actually a few other injured boys there as well, so having them to do everything with was made it a little bit easier. And I ended up rooming with Cooper Hamilton from Bendigo. So yeah, Coop and I got on very well by the end of the trip, and be mates for a long time, I reckon. And also Ben Hobbs, they were probably the two that I got on really well with. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Now, my sources tell me you show great leadership. Is that a quality you've always possessed, or one that you've worked hard to get better at?
I think a bit of both, mate. I've been lucky enough to captain the Tassie teams in under 12s, 15s, 16s, and now the Devils. So I've always sort of done it, I guess. But yeah, I always work hard to get better at it. Always looking to improve, and especially being out of, I've been off the park for a little while now. So that's been a main focus of mine to keep improving that and getting better every time. So yeah.
Yeah, having lots of leadership is really good. Now, you were named in the All-Australian team at the Under-16 Championships. That must have been a great reward for all your efforts.
Yeah, no, it was very good to see my name pop up there a couple of weeks after the champs. So obviously I played a bit of Devils before that in the Under-18, so it was nice to go back to my own age group actually and play a bit of footy there for a couple of weeks. So, and yeah, lucky enough to play decent footy, I suppose. And yeah, it was obviously very humbling to be named All-Australian. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's a big award to win. Now, he also received the medal for Best Player at the Champs, a great honour. Being that he played in Div 2, was there a part of you that was like, I wish I was up against the likes of Nick Dacos in that midfield? Not taking away from how good you were, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's right, mate. Yeah, obviously in the Div 2, you don't get to expose yourself against the Vic and SA boys and the WA fellas. So, yeah, I guess it's still very good to be recognised as by getting that medal. But yeah, like you said, didn't get to play against the big boys from Melbourne and SA. So I think that's good. Like this year, I'll get to do that a bit more in the NAB League. So yeah, hopefully prove myself against those boys later on in the year when I'm back.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Now, you're a classy ball-winning mid who, unlike a lot of guys, can kick amazingly on both feet. If I was a scout, what would you tell me about yourself and your footy?
Yeah, I think about myself, like I reckon it's pretty down to earth sort of thing, and like to have a bit of fun. Not too hard on myself as a footballer. I guess you got to just take week by week. But no, as a footballer, like you said, I like to use my foot skills and bit of run and carry off half back and through the midfield at times. So yeah, that's probably what I'd say to the scouts, I reckon.
Yeah, that's nice. So the draft will approach this year before you know it. Do you think about it at all? I mean, are you one of those guys who reads the draft ratings?
I obviously I do think about it. It's pretty hard not to, I guess, especially down in Tassie. It's there's a bit going on down here, and at times you're in the paper and things like that a little bit. So pretty small island, but I don't read too much into the ratings and stuff, especially at the moment. It's when you're off the park, it's probably easy to think about it too much. But yeah, I'm just trying to take week by week and do all the rehab and stuff, and yeah, get back and play good footy when I can. So yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard not to look at that kind of stuff though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sure is.
Now, your parents have been a massive reason why you've progressed. The ferrying you around alone is amazing. You must be thankful for what they do.
Yeah, I sure am. Especially before I got my license. Yeah, so I used to live an hour away from Hobart, where all our training and gym was. So after school, I'd have to get mum or dad to get me in the car and take me down to training probably 4 times a week. So without them, I would be nowhere. So yeah, very thankful for mum and dad. But I've actually moved down a little bit closer to Hobart now, so it makes it a little bit easier. And I've got my license, so it takes a bit of weight off their back. But yeah, very grateful for mum and dad.
Yeah. Now, being a Tasmanian, you're following in some pretty good footsteps. Have you managed to chat to any of the Tassie boys in the AFL? I mean, like Taron Thomas or Chase Jones, maybe?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough a couple of weeks ago, just before I broke my wrist, I got to go over to North Melbourne and train for a week. So I got to spend a bit of time with Taron over there, and other boys like Matt McGuinness and Paddy Walker, both from Tassie as well. So chatted to them a little bit, and I've seen Ryan Mansell from the Tigers as well on Sunday over in Melbourne. He was there watching the Devils game, so said g'day to him quickly, and yeah, so I met a few of them, I guess, and talked to them about footy and that when I can. So yeah, and I've also got one of my best mates, Ollie Davis, is over training with Adelaide at the moment. So always keep in contact with Ollie, and yeah.
Yeah, training with North Melbourne sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was very good, mate. I got to do it at the start of January in 2019 before COVID as a bottom major, and then I was lucky enough to do it again about just over a month ago. So no, it's a very good experience getting trained with an AFL club.
Yeah, it is. Now, your dad retired at 47 and played 550 games. Few games to catch him. He must be a legend down there.
Nah, yeah, he was a pretty mad footballer, dad, in his day, and he played a bit of footy. So it's a lot of games to catch up to dad, but see if we can get there one day.
Hopefully. So you played at a very young age against the bigger bodies. Do you think this fast-tracked you on your journey to the AFL?
Yeah, I think it did, mate. Getting the exposure to the bigger bodies and the better footballers at a younger age, I think holds you in pretty good stead. So I think it's just doing the best you can against those boys and trying to prove yourself against the better boys a couple of years older than you. And then when you do go back to your own age group, you try and, I guess, put some of those things that you've learnt on display for I guess recruiters to see, and also take a bit of leadership and show the boys the way, I guess. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're a talented footballer, and for me, it isn't if you make the AFL, but where you go. And I can't tell everyone that from the day you arrive, it won't be long until you're on the big stage. So Sam, you have to be ready to make your mark, not with footy, but the celebration. You see, Sam, every young fan wants a celebration. don't panic. You can use mine, the Into the Fire.
Thanks, mate. No, loved it. Thank you very much for having me.
You like that one? You want to give it a try?
What's that?
You want to give that
This
one
one? I'll do it with my good hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out. Like this.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Nice. Got it.
Lovely.
It has been such a pleasure to chat with such an up-and-coming talent. Some lucky AFL team would love having you. I can't wait to follow your journey, mate.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, mate. I appreciate it. Loved it.
My absolute pleasure, mate.